Hi, I'm Alden.
Hi, I'm Francis.
Welcome back to the ChattyAF podcast.
Today we have a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, my name is Matt. I'm studying in the interdisciplinary program of engineering here at NCU. I guess I'll talk about how I got in this course first. I actually had an interest in studying in electrical engineering, but the college entrance exam didn't go well. So, because in Taiwan we have two tests, one is like in the winter vacation and one is in the summer vacation, but I'm not that of a test taker, so
Neither am I.
yeah.
Three of us.
I went to a college, Bates College. Shout out to Bates. They did not require any SAT or any testing.
Right.
So it was quite nice.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, because I didn't want to take the test in the summer vacation, so I just applied with my scores with the one I took on the winter vacation, and here I am.
There you go. Here you are. And it's been great having you.
Yeah. To give our viewers some context, Matt is a part of our micro course, the cultural one about English being everywhere. We talked about it in the Ian episode last time. And another cool fact about Matt is that he is the first freshman that we have had on our podcast. So let's go. And a lot of people have been commenting on your English, especially in the micro course. A lot of people have been giving you props. They say they like listening to you and like the answers are cool. Could you tell us a little bit about how you started learning English?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that everyone is too nice. I'm not as good as they thought because a lot of times I don't know how to express myself in English. So I need to use like Google Translate or something. So how I started to learn English, because I actually had an opportunity to go study abroad when I was in elementary school in the 3rd and 4th grade.
Wow.
Because my dad's company assigned him to go to Thailand for 2 years, and he took the whole family there. So I had a chance to study in an international school in Thailand because everyone around me is speaking English. So I sort of had to, in order to survive and adapt the environment, I sort of had to learn English. So from zero to like able to communicate, like daily communication, it took about half a year. So
Nice.
Wow,
if
that's quick.
anyone is looking for advices for like language learning, I'll suggest you to put yourself in that kind of environment,
Absolutely.
and you'll learn very fast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fact.
I'm curious, when you were at the Thailand International School, did you learn Thai? Was that part of the curriculum? I know some international schools, really, just like you said, they only speak English and they don't really teach. Maybe they might teach some, but not like heavily focus on other languages. Did you learn?
Oh,
And you-
yeah.
like Thai?
Actually, I did. So they had like second language and third language.
Oh,
so
wow.
the second language was focused on Thai. It's kind of like in Taiwan, we have English as the second language to
Sure.
learn. So second language is Thai, and the third language is either Chinese or Korean.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
because I was
so wrong.
from Taiwan, so I thought I'll just go with Chinese.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So while you're there for the 2 years, you learned English, Thai, and Chinese.
Well, it's actually kind of embarrassing because I can't remember any of the Thai that I've studied during the 2 years. Partly because I think I was too young and I didn't consider Thai as essential. So
Sure.
I just studied it for the test. And I actually got C plus for the first semester that I was there. So I was
nice.
shocked. It kind of like I lose confidence in myself, something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, I just tried to pass the Thai course and didn't actually learn about a lot of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story. So growing up, I actually was forced to go to Chinese school, kind of similar to like cram school here, but to like learn Chinese to retain the language. And we were ranked, and I was always ranked second to last. So for me, I totally understand like that feeling of, ooh, why do I even have to learn it? I'm not even good at it. So that's C plus. That's already quite impressive for you to jump in with zero experience and to get a C plus.
Oh,
So
thanks.
again, just
Fighting
props
for
to
your
you.
life with all these languages floating around, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. It's like, it's funny because in the States, like, this is practically unimaginable. Certain states in the US don't even require the students to really learn a second language. So the fact that you were learning 3 and they're all so different. I mean, Thai, Mandarin, and English all together is quite the combination. Something that a lot of Americans don't ever kind of have to deal with. So, yeah. No. We also wanted to ask, because you're a first year, what are some of your first impressions about like NCU, and also what are some of the things you do on campus?
So the first impression, I think maybe I'll go with Stranded Island.
Stranded Island.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful stranded island.
Oh, right.
right.
If you think so, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because I'm from Taoyuan, so NCU is kind of a place that I've been here several times. So
Oh, okay.
it's not like as exciting as
Yeah.
going to a completely new place.
Sure.
And it's not very convenient studying in NCU, but luckily my dad gave me a scooter so I
Nice.
can just go around if I need to. And as for things I do on campus, well, first I try to study hard
There you
and
go.
don't fail any of my exams. Second, I try to make friends because I actually have the opportunity to not needing to study English for the semester.
Oh,
because
wow.
I took like the TOEIC test, and if I reach a certain standard, the school would-
600.
I actually got 970.
Whoo.
But-
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh no
Easy.
no! I studied for that. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. I mean, we know it's like you have a really good method for learning, which is
Oh.
fantastic.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I mentioned about studying and making new friends. Making new friends. I mentioned about this not needing to learn study for English with making new friends, because I thought that if I study English during the semester, I might meet other people from other majors and maybe meet new friends. So yeah. And finally, I try to keep my English on the line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I joined like the micro course, and also like if EMI Fulbright has any like EMI sessions, for example like speeches or like workshops, I try if I have free time, I try to attend all of them to like push myself to speak English and see if I can make any improvements.
Yeah, I see you at a lot of them, and I'm always like, wait a minute, I thought he's from engineering. Why is he at this department workshop? Because we cater to different departments like earth science. I think we saw you at the EE one.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
the
yeah.
E interview one. Yeah, that was really cool.
So, no, props to you for again pushing yourself. I think that's what it takes, right? You're talking to the audience and just like giving them suggestions about like putting yourself in that environment. Like you don't have to go abroad to do that. Just do it in the local context. Whether you're at university, in high school, you can just simply listen to music or like play video games and talk in English. Like whatever environment you're in, you can put yourself in a space where you can practice English. So that's really cool that you do that.
Yeah. We also we know that you've like so little story time for all our viewers out here. We're setting up the microphones for this episode, and Matt's kind of doing it himself, and we're realizing, oh, he kind of knows how to like set up the sound system and whatnot. And so we found out that like you play guitar. Do you still do that here at NCU?
Oh, I didn't join the guitar club in NCU because I think I spend too much time doing clubs when I was in senior high school.
Oh, really?
Besides from joining the guitar club, I also joined a club. Another club that's like we plan camps, like winter camps and summer camps, and we take elementary students to like the zoo.
Oh, wow.
And
That's cool. Okay.
yeah, so try to teach elementary students about things like science or maybe social studies, things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I spent too much time on clubs when I was in senior high. That's why the college entrance exam.
Yeah, sure. Do you think you would ever like try some of these things out maybe in the future? Maybe as your schedule sort of balances out, the more you get used to NCU, would you ever consider trying?
You mean
some
like
of these
join clubs?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
guitar club or something.
So Alden, you asked me that if I had played guitar when I entered NCU. I actually went on stage and played the guitar during the like Christmas party held by our major.
Oh,
so
sweet.
it's like
Oh, you had the Christmas party already?
yeah, they held it really early. It's
invited.
last Friday.
Oh,
So I went on stage and played the guitar. So because playing guitar it's still kind of my hobby.
Yeah,
Fun.
Yeah,
I just didn't really like put a lot of time into it. Just if I have free time, I'll learn a new song, which takes like maybe half a year.
Oh,
Something
wow.
like that. It takes a lot of time because I'm not really a good guitar player.
I mean, I've been saying this for a long time, but I want to learn the guitar.
And I mean, it's all about the process, you know. It's all about like enjoying, you know, like the learning process. Because what I do nowadays is, you know, instead of just giving up when I can't do something, I have this app where I basically like I am able to control the speed of the playback. And so what I do is I set the speed really low and I put on like the click track. And I play it really slowly. And if I make a mistake, I go back and I try it again. And I do that. And then if I'm, you know, able to kind of comfortably do that, then I can crank the speed up just a little bit, you know, play it at that speed, then the next, then the next, until by the time I'm at 100%, it feels natural. And I've learned to love that process because I definitely didn't used to. I used to get really tilted, really upset if I couldn't like play something that I thought, oh man, I should be able to do this. So yeah, no, that's okay, but that's cool. And can you tell us what song you played when you were performing at that Christmas party?
Oh, the song is called 滞留风. It's a song by, what's their English name? 理想混蛋. I don't know what's the band's name in English.
No problem. We'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the editor drop it right here
Right.
Oh, right.
for like
cool.
a quick 5 seconds for our viewers.
So it's I think it's a really nice song. That's the main reason I picked it because I like how it's how the song is going. It's just like only the guitars and the cajon. You know cajon?
Oh,
Like the one the wooden box drum you play
Yeah.
like this.
yeah.
Yeah, so I like songs that are simple with only like guitars and simple instruments. That's why I chose to perform this song.
Cool.
Oh,
Sweet.
by the way, shout out to my partner. He's the vocal. Morris, you're an excellent singer. Don't worry. We'll rock the place next year.
There you go, Morris. There you go.
Fantastic. This is the first time we're also having a shout out, like of someone else who's like not been on the podcast or anything.
Oh.
So
that's
next time
cool.
you should bring Morris to this podcast.
Yeah.
We can all jam, and I'll.
Yeah. No, well, we can all play a song while Francis is, you know, on camera. Yeah.
Wow.
Morris, if you're interested, let us know. Man, this is great. This is really good news because, you know, I find that a lot of students on campus like tend to not like involve themselves with like some other like extracurricular activities, but the fact that you are at least entertaining the idea is nice. You know, it's cool.
No, it's awesome. And again, like just in addition to all the things you do too. Speaking of just the things you do, going back to how often you attend these English related workshops, what motivates you or what kind of inspires you or pushes you to do that when you don't have to, it's optional. And
Yeah.
I'm always very curious about like intrinsic motivation. Like where and when did you develop that, I guess, maybe passion for English?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to do a shout out again.
Oh, shout out.
Shout out to mom and dad,
Oh,
because
nice.
after we came back from Thailand, mom and dad always encouraged me to keep improving, like how I can speak English and how I can work with English. They always told me that it's a very useful tool to like communication, and
Absolutely.
if I had an opportunity to study abroad in the future, I would definitely need to have good enough English. So that's basically the main reason why I push myself to use English like as a daily basis.
Sure.
Because I listen to like podcasts like ChattyAF.
ChattyAF.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
shots in one.
Yeah, and also listen to like English songs every day. So
Nice.
try to keep the feeling of English in me. So yeah, that's basically why I attended so many of the courses.
Nice.
I was actually thinking if I could get emails from like the College of Liberal Arts or something like that, because I'm an engineering student, so basically all the emails came from the College of Engineering. So I was thinking if I could get emails from other departments, maybe I had a chance to attend more like workshops and things like that you guys
Yeah.
hold in other places.
No, absolutely. I think we can even just see if we can invite you to them. You don't even need their emails. We'll just send you the direct invite.
Oh,
Maybe,
that,
if
that's too sweet.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you guys.
we'll
so
see. We'll
much.
see if we
Yeah.
can make that work. We would love that. Yeah. And then consultations, of course, as well. You know, again, you're kind of young, but if you are thinking about studying abroad, I'm curious, where would you go? And then have you maybe potentially thought of like creating your resume or even starting to brainstorm like the documents?
Oh, well, that's a lot of questions at the same time.
Yeah.
I'll go with the one that's where do I want to go
Sure.
first.
Yeah. Talk about that.
I actually had a like fantasize for Canada, especially Vancouver, the University
UBC.
of UBC, because my mother studied not in UBC, but she studied in Vancouver for a course of like Montessori teaching. It's like teaching
Montessori. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
elementary and maybe kindergarten kids.
Nice.
And also, one of my aunties, she has Canadian citizenship. So that's really interesting. And my cousin, she studied in UBC, majoring in, I think, psychology.
Great.
So I always had a fantasize for going to Canada. But, like, growing up and knowing more things, I started to know that if I wanted to apply for a school, I should check its like rankings in the world.
Yeah.
And there are like other schools that ranked higher, because I study in engineering, right? So I'll look into like which school is better at engineering.
Sure.
So maybe Canada wouldn't be the top best. So now I'm basically focused like going to the UK or go to the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. And
Yeah, I was gonna recommend Doreen's episode. She's one of our TAs, and she's going to UBC next year. But since you're now reconsidering, we can focus more on US and UK schools.
Yeah. So be sure to book a consultation for IELTS prep. That's always the way to go, because you can use IELTS in both. TOEFL is more like US specific, and depending on like which kind of US schools you're thinking about, you might want to
Purdue.
take that exam. Yeah, Purdue.
Everyone.
Everyone goes to Purdue. But yeah, man, that's so cool. You've had the opportunity to think about these things, and you've also been in my micro course, well, our micro course for the cultural English, the sort of like English is everywhere. What are some of the things that you've enjoyed from that class?
oh,
Nothing. No, I'm kidding.
I enjoyed a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm just having fun.
So the things I enjoyed in the micro course first is to listen to authentic native English speakers. Shout out to Alden and Francis.
Yeah, shout out to us. No, shout out to you.
Yeah, I enjoyed listening to native speakers because I always loved how they speak English, the accent, and the other things that I enjoyed is to speak English to like other people in the micro course because studying in Taiwan, English oral speaking is not the main focus of the school's like curriculums. So I really enjoyed having the chance to listen to how everyone speaks English and how I can deliver what I think to them and them understanding it. It's a really good experience for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you killed it yesterday. You and Shine, you definitely expressed your recipe. They loved. I mean, you got the highest votes. Your what is it? Stinky tofu burger and the braised blue crab.
Yeah.
Taiwan and Maryland.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. No, we really need a combination of the flags up here.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was so cool to hear you guys do that. You've had the chance to do like quite a few projects, like in the course and stuff like that. Yesterday you talked about food. We've done stuff like music and concerts in the past, some festivals. But in addition to that, we were kind of also wondering, since you've had the opportunity to be in a class, we have a couple of ideas going forward for next semester on these micro courses. And we wanted to hear your feedback. Is there any topic that you are particularly interested in for maybe next semester?
Whoa, I actually hadn't quite thought of that because
No worries. Yeah,
I was mainly focused on how to like create a resume and like interviewing skills.
2 workshops we're quite familiar with.
Yeah, that sounds like 2 consultations, one with Francis and one with me.
Oh, wow.
But how about we pitch you our ideas first, and you can maybe like give us some of your thoughts.
Yeah, sure.
So do you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. So Alden's mainly leading the one on Thursday, which is more speaking, more cultural related, right? And then on the Tuesday one, it's more, like you said, study abroad, the documents needed for applying. But for next semester, we want to switch around just to like try something else. So for me, I'll be working mostly with the cultural workshops. And so, of course, Alden will still like join 1 or 2, kind of like how I joined for the food yesterday. And then next week, I'll be joining as well. And so for the Thursday one, I'm thinking about a topic or a series surrounding identity, comparing Eastern identity and Western identity, especially because growing up as an Asian American, I feel like I have taken cultural aspects from both. And so I'm very curious in that in general, and also comparing it with Taiwanese as well. So like individualism versus like collectivism. That's something I like kind of briefly studied in psychology when I was in undergrad. So talking about all those themes and just being able to compare and see the similarities and differences between identity. What are your thoughts?
Oh,
Is that too much? Should I stick to something more like relaxed? Because that's like, whew.
No, I think that's actually a really good idea because like nowadays we have a lot of discussions on like LGBTQ, maybe gender equality, like who you are, like the more philosophical side of identity. So I think, you should definitely start that course. If I had time, I'll join as well.
No, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then for something more relaxing, I was even thinking, because the food one seemed so fun yesterday, comparing like Eastern food really, and also just like Western food, and maybe like digging deeper into how they're different, but at the same time, how sometimes they do fuse together. Yeah.
So you mean you want to do like focusing on food for the micro course next semester?
Or like a part of it, just to again compare specifically. You know how yesterday it was like misconceptions of foods in the U.S. Maybe it's diving deeper into like what is Taiwanese food exactly, and then how does that compare, similar or difference to American food, and where are the like cross sections?
Oh, I think that's a really good idea.
Cool.
Because, like
I got this.
different cuisines have different like styles or techniques to cook. So, if we get to learn about these kind of things and sort of dig deeper into the history of this dish, that would be a very interesting and unique experience.
Yeah, because like for example in Tainan, we've learned that it's very sweet because of its history with Japan, right?
Yes.
I need to do my research. But yeah, just like digging into that'd be cool. Sweet.
Yeah, it was something like northern ginger, southern sugar, and
something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, Alan's nodding his head, so yeah. All right,
We're gonna
we
eat
remembered.
that
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the first idea. I really like that idea. Also, like kind of working with identity and seeing like kind of how that varies from place to place. For the other course, we're required to do another one that's more focused on like hard skills, English as it relates to either, like testing or how to write, how to speak. So I have sort of two ideas, and I want to hear your opinion about like both and maybe which one you might prefer. One is kind of a general communications course where I'll teach how to structure a paragraph for like, essay writing in English. And we'll also have something about like clearly and effectively communicating your thoughts in speaking, but with a short time limit. And in addition to that, kind of going over the various skills of English, but in, quick succession. So, how to quickly write a paragraph, quickly relay your ideas through speaking, how to connect ideas, building, sort of like mind mapping English as well. And alternatively, there's another idea that Ian actually helped me develop as of last podcast, which was, shout out to Ian, that's number 6, by the way. We were thinking of making a testing course. So it's about maybe TOEIC or TOEFL or IELTS or all of the above.
Yeah.
The differences
Best
between
step.
the exams. Best step, yes, of course, because we needed another exam. Having all the different courses, the differences between them, how to approach them, and how to master the various components of writing and speaking specifically. Ian said that he really liked that idea because at NCU, you don't really have this problem, but other people
He's already
do.
like done.
Yeah, 970 on that TOEIC exam. But he said that other people need to graduate with
600
600.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
on TOEIC.
Yeah. It was like 600 on TOEIC. You need that to graduate. So I was wondering, do you think a testing course or a general communications course would be better, or do you think maybe a blend of the two could be the answer?
So in my opinion, I definitely choose the communication course. It's not because that I took the test or something like that, because I think Taiwanese people majorly we lack the ability to communicate. We spent so much time learning English at schools, like the grammars, how to write an essay, things like that. But when it comes to like face-to-face communications, a lot of Taiwanese people cannot structure themselves and deliver what they think. And also it's something that I'm working on to improve, because a lot of times I cannot express myself clearly as well.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I think the test one would maybe be more suitable for us, because we Taiwanese were the best at taking tests at everywhere. And we love to score high. We love to get A+ on tests. So if Eldon, you're planning to start this course on how to get good grades, how to take these tests, whether it's TOEIC, IELTS, TOEFL, things like that, I think this is also a very good idea.
Okay, cool.
So, in conclusion, I'll say that you should start the testing course. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think the testing course would give support and help to more people.
Yeah. But also, like you said, right, the oral communication piece, that's part of the exams too. Like TOEFL has a speaking section, TOEIC. I haven't worked with too many students with IELTS, but is there a speaking?
There is, and for all our 9 Taiwanese viewers out there, basically it's a fascinating type of exam, and when I say fascinating, I mean strange, because I think about it, and what the students are required to do is essentially like answer a question with 3 seconds to absorb the question, and then they have to spit out an answer into a recording system, at least for TOEIC and TOEFL, which props for doing that, because it's challenging. Unless, did you take reading and listening and only those 2, or did you do all of the 4 skills?
I did all of the 4. I also took TOEIC, speaking and writing, but I absolutely failed. I scored really terribly on that test. So yeah, that's also one of the reasons I try to push myself into focusing on oral speaking and writing skills. Whenever I took these kind of tests, I find myself struggling because there's like too little time and too much that I want to say, and it's hard to like combine them into a fluent like paragraph and express it in the limited time of like 15 seconds, things like that.
I see. So this is really good information for us, because what I think I've learned is that these are not really like English tests per se. They're more like how quickly can you respond kind of exams.
Definitely. I feel like we can do a whole entire podcast episode on just
picking apart these exams.
Tests, and just talking through it. But no, I think the course, the micro course on Tuesday should definitely be around testing, but also just like oral communication. Well, I think based on the advice that you and Ian have given us, we'll talk about like the differences between actual English and also like what the test requires, and then we can dive into how to actually like address the test. I really like the answer you gave, because you kind of gave a little bit of like value to both of the ideas, but like you still ultimately selected the testing one because of how like how necessary it is for like Taiwanese students to have it, and then also the fact that you don't really get that kind of preparation like anywhere else, and there's also the cultural factor scoring high. But yeah, it's crazy to me that with IELTS you get an actual person, and the other 2 you get the recording, and it's all about speed. So definitely good things to consider. And I think we're closing in on what we want to do next semester. So thank you. Do you mosquitoes, bugs, whatever?
Wenzima. Okay. Alrighty. I think
it's
a good place to stop it.
Shaban.
Yeah. No, it's after 5. Matt, thank you so much for joining us. We really think this is a wholesome episode because we had all those shout outs and everything. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of ChattyAF.
It's been great. Thanks, Matt.
All right.
Thanks everyone watching.
Thank you guys for inviting.
Yeah, it's been really fun. See you.
Subscribe. Bye-bye.